So here is the opening of the Power Hour TV show. I am so excited to have my amazing cover story, our amazing girl, Gail Croft, to come and share her life, her business, and her light that inspires so many. Here we go. Hello, my beautiful viewers. Me and Gail, I can watch her here from the back studio. I can see she's dancing, and I didn't even give her a warning that she will be coming in because she is our VIP for today. It's only me and her on this amazing show. And our show title, don't have it, but it's something to do with a second chance and something about hope. And I cannot think of anyone that I would have on a solo show as Gail. Gail, my beautiful one, I'm going to ask you to introduce you in a few seconds, but I just want to let you know I've met you the 13th of February. Our miracle man, our mutual friend, have introduced the two of us. And the first time I laid my eyes on you, I felt home. So thank you for being amazing. And thank you for being in my life. I am going to do an adjustment here on my side, but please introduce yourself and also tell us where you're from. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sanet. When I first met you, I was introduced to you by our mutual friend, Howard, and I had just had it at that point with groups. I didn't want to belong to another group. I didn't want to get involved. They just weren't resonating with me anymore. The moment that we started talking, I knew that your energy and your group was something different and something special. So thank you so much for creating a space that feels right for me to be in. And, what I do is I do so many things. I don't have an elevator speech because that puts me in a box, and I don't show up in a box for my clients. I show up the way that they need me to show up in that moment, in that day. So I am considered a spiritual leader because I work on the heart, body, and the soul. And it's all about change. It's all about alchemy. It's about dropping the weight of those stories that you drag with you in order for you to wake up and become the beautiful, amazing person you were meant to be.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. And I always start, end of the show by the golden nugget. But my beautiful one, your golden nugget, we're going to do it now. And then at the end of the show, we will use paparazzi. Please, can you tell everyone what is your golden nugget?
If not now, when?
So, my beautiful viewers, if not now, when? Beautiful Gail's wording and golden nugget is so important because sometimes we leave everything for tomorrow. And sometimes leaving things for tomorrow is a good thing if you want to sleep on it. Yes. But if you constantly move everything to sometimes the same thing to the to next tomorrow, because it's maybe too difficult to do. One lesson I've learned, and I would love to bestow this lesson: start with the difficult thing first. And when you accomplish that, don't have more than 3 things you need to accomplish a day, but start with the difficult thing first. And Gail, when I written your cover story, I brought in, if not your golden nugget, if not now, when. And it's so important. Some people just leave everything. So, do you have a message, or maybe more, that you want to share, especially on your golden nugget?
Oh, well, right now, so many people are frightened. I call it untethered. People are feeling untethered. The world that they have created for themselves is falling apart. And the reason that's happening is because what once was true no longer is. We create our reality based on the stories that we believe to be true. And when we find out that they're not true, and that's what's happening, you can fall into a state of fear, a state of anxiety, and so many emotions that just start to get bottled up. And you either pull in, and which is not good for your body, mind, or soul, or you lean in. And I'm about leaning in and leaning in now with some guidance, with some help, and a safe cocoon so that those stories can be left in the past when they happened where they belonged, and the gifts can be alchemized into a new you.
I loved it. I'm going to ask you a little bit to talk about bringing your gifts and to alchemize the new you. But may I ask you, may I please play your commercial?
By all means.
Here we go, my beautiful viewers. Enjoy.
Hey everybody, Gail Craft here. I am the founder of a podcast called the Empowering Process Podcast, which is all about what happens when you go through the icky stuff, when you go through the tough stuff, and you come out literally alchemized, literally changed. And I wrote a book all about that process called Lessons from Hell, and my particular journey going through the alchemy process. And so what is that? It is becoming so changed, going through so much, that the person you are today is not the person you were yesterday. And it's all beautiful and it's all good. That's what I do, is help people through that process. If you'd like to have a conversation with me about what that is, or talk to me about my podcast, by all means, go to my website, gailcraft.com, GAILKRAFT.com. There's a link there to meet and greet.
Okay,
I
I'll join you.
I've got my glasses on. I've got my glasses on. My beautiful viewers, do you have your glasses on? Remember, when somebody or is something we say gives you goosebumps, you put your glasses on. You put your glasses on. So, my beautiful one, before we start with your book, because I'd really like to talk about the alchemy into the new you. When do you have a particular time that you have I call it a point of no return? And I love history. So I used to call it D-Day. And somebody said to me, please don't use that because, in the Second World War, D-Day was, the big day. And I respect the person. She knew quite a lot of the World War II information. But I loved, like I said, love to use D-Day, or now I use point of no return. Can you tell us a little bit of your point of no return?
Oh, well, that happened long before this book. And this was at a time where I was working I was working for someone who was not who I thought they were. And it was a really harsh, hard experience. And I was working as a contractor, so I would do work, invoice, and get paid. And I had given up everything to do some work with this person. And it was not working, not working, not working. And why is a whole other story. What ended up happening, because I believed so strongly in who this person was, and I put so much faith in this person, and I'll quite honestly put this person on a pedestal, which is never a good thing. I was brokenhearted when I discovered who this person really was. And I thought I was having a heart attack. That's how bad it was. And as I was laying on the couch deciding, do I call 911 or do I figure out what's going on? Because I can see how people die of a broken heart. I decided to stay and examine what choices have I been making in my life that I chose this experience, and what is it that I need to learn so I can dissolve this experience. And I went through my first face-to-face, I call it CTJ, come to Jesus conversation about abandonment in my life. And when I was able to release that pressure, that energetic stuckedness, my whole world changed. And I left, I sent an email explaining why I was leaving, and I left. And I had no animosity towards this person. I still loved who this person was, but didn't love how this person manifested their third dimensional herself, right? I still love you, but I don't love being with you.
I love that. And sometimes we get teachers that in hindsight, we are so grateful. But when you are in that situation, you cannot understand why is this person doing, but they are doing it because they got an order. It's part of your and that person's life plan, and it's there to help you to learn something. It's so incredible. It's so incredible.
It's really insane. And one of the things, and I have many teachers, many people I've learned from, and that I follow, and I'm constantly learning. And there's this expression, and I will say Franco Romero. This is him who taught me this. Thank you, Franco. Everything that we do, we create. It's created by us, by, for us to evolve. Right? And as soon as I accepted that level of responsibility, it didn't happen for me. I created it for me. And so I can ask myself, why did I create lessons from hell? Why did I create that? Because I was already on that journey. I knew why I created that experience. So I didn't resist it. I didn't cause additional anxiety and additional pressure in the experience. I leaned into it. And when you lean into it, there is no resistance. And the pain that you feel is the resistance to the growth. When you don't resist, and when I don't resist, I still go through icky. It's not fun. It's not nice. But it happens faster and it doesn't hurt.
I love it. Did you see? Did you see? Did you see?
Yeah. Thank you.
So I wanted to ask, and I have a little bit of props. I don't know why I had to put the props down. I just do. I just get a notch and I just do. So I've got this ring for champagne that my grandchildren bought to me for me the previous year. So I am going to ring it for you and then ask you the following question.
Okay.
With especially this story you told us now, what is your biggest lesson that you can bestow on the viewers to take this into their own lives? So are you ready? Ring for champagne.
The biggest lesson I had in that particular experience is to, number one, trust my instincts and no longer question my intuition, because my intuition told me not to do what I did. So I 100% say, you want me to do what? And I do it. Period. That's the biggest lesson, truly.
Wow. And if I can ask you just a continue question on that, and it will be only one more question for the viewers. How will they be able to approach this situation, stickiness? Is there a method that you can maybe share one or two tips on? And then I will move on to your book.
So this ickiness. So, there's the statement, it's happened by you. You created the ickiness for you. And so if you can just breathe into the pain and maybe take a look, where in your body are you feeling this? One of my favorite things to do is untangle the web, right? And so if I know from science class in the 7th grade that everything is energy, then that means I too am energy. So if I know that, then I know that my emotions are energy in motion. And what I'm feeling, the pain, the sadness, is me emoting. Where is that emotion coming from? And if I can look into that and untangle the emotion and literally see myself gently untangling the web, and every strand I pull is a story that created that emotion. And I forgive it, and I forgive me as we untangle, and that's in the book, that is in the book, the process of untangling the web and realizing that together we co-create. When we're with someone, we co-create. Sanet and I are co-creating this moment right now, right? And so the experience we have is both her fault and mine, right? So So I forgive you for creating this beautiful moment, and I forgive me for choosing to be here.
And I bless you to be here, and I'm so blessed that we are able to give this amazing show with so many golden nuggets still to come for all of you, my beautiful viewers. How are you feeling currently? Are you feeling good? Are you able to look at your emotions and the web? Are you able to draw it out? Forgive yourself? So that is a very big thing, forgiveness. Do you have forgiveness? Everybody know forgiveness. I know the concept of forgiveness. A lot of people do forgive other people. But if I have now spoken to a lot of people when we got to the forgiveness part, and I will, because the psychologist asked me, Sanet, did you ever forgive yourself? And I was so cross with this gentleman. He's a man again. And why would I have forgiven myself for stuff that happened when I was a child that was not adult responsibilities that have put on me? So I was like, I just grabbed my handbag and I left the office. And when I got into the car, I hit my elbow, and then I could not drive. For 45 minutes, I started to cry and look at myself in the mirror and start to forgive me. What can you say to others, especially forgiveness to self?
Um, that touches on worthiness. Like, do you feel that you deserve, right? So, from my perspective, being unworthy is the root of everything. We were raised told, no, you don't do that, you can't do that, don't go there. We were raised with no, no, no's. And so every time a child receives a no, it's, I'm not good enough to do that. I'm not good enough to do that. And so we anchor that in time and time again, unworthiness. And that's where shame and guilt and all of that comes from, and anger and frustration. And so, how can I forgive myself if I don't believe I'm worthy of it? So it's the worthiness piece that needs to be addressed first. But I also do a lot with a word called permissions. The most powerful thing you can do if you don't feel like you deserve forgiveness, you can give yourself permission to accept forgiveness.
It
Yes.
is truly huge. May you repeat that, please?
If you don't feel you're worthy enough to give yourself permission or forgiveness, then absolutely give yourself permission to feel forgiveness. Permissions are huge, huge. When I work with energy people, every single time they will start and they'll say, "You have to give me permission to work with you. You're not letting me in." Right? Because I don't allow everything in. I am very discerning as to whose energy can come into my sphere. And so if I say only people I choose have permission to come into my sphere, that's it. That's it. That's all I need to do. That's it. So give yourself permission to feel the feeling and to feel forgiveness. And once you start doing that, the unworthiness can rise and come out.
That is deep. It's so
It's
deep.
great. I know. Deep.
It's amazing. So, my
Mhm.
beautiful girl, I'm going to play Shaminda's sponsor video. So, Shaminda is one of the sponsors for the Power Hour, and you had the privilege to meet him and his beautiful team today. So,
Beautiful.
I don't know. How did you feel after the meeting? But let us play the video, and then you can just give him a shout out if you would love that. Here we go.
Here we go.
Like you're wandering through a maze with no exit, struggling to find clients? You're not alone. I've helped countless entrepreneurs find their way out in just 7 days.
I have to say, Chaminda, your team absolutely is amazing, and I could not have made a better choice.
I think you're the greatest blessing I believe I've had in a long time in my life, along with your staff.
They have made the biggest difference in my business.
And I can help you too. When you book a call with me, you will get access to my $997 course for free about how to find clients in just 7 days. It's like a GPS to success. The best part is when you book a call, you will also get a free landing page built for your business. Scan the QR code and book a call. See you inside.
Just do it. You're not going to regret it.
So
I love it.
closer. I'm going to bring you closer. Are you ready? Come on over. Come on
Okay.
over. There you are.
So I got to meet the amazing Chaminda today, and he's going to be doing a landing page for me, and he and I are going to have a conversation about, what he does and what I do. I am planning to make a change in another year or so anyway. The timing of meeting him is perfect.
I always believe everything happens at the right time. Even if it's a lesson for you or something that will be advancing you and everything you do on my purpose, then that happens at the right time. So, my
Right.
beautiful one, we are closer, very closer. So, may I ask, tell us about your book. You came to Soul Diamond Author's Journey to discuss your book. We were all blown away, co-host, were all blown away by you. The viewers on our beautiful group, Diamond Beauties Forever, especially our experts or part of the Mrs. Spots, are even more in love with you because you came into everybody's heart with a big bang. You are incredible. So please tell us about your book, and then if you would love to tell us about your Mrs. Spots as well. But I will explain first what Mrs. Spots is, and then we will talk about Mrs. Spots.
Okay, perfect. So the book that I just recently wrote is called Lessons from Hell. And the hell was literally mostly around going through chemotherapy. And the book talks about months before I ever even saw a doctor, the universe preparing me for what was to come. The universe telling me that something is coming that has a sole purpose of changing me, of alchemizing me, of me becoming something different, and that this was going to happen. Things such as, a psychic told me that my life was going to go before me. I had a journey I went on with the shaman who said, Jesus showed up with a blue blanket of healing for you. I had the universe tell me, go buy chemo hats months before I even saw a doctor. I remember I had a lesson of following my instinct. So I did everything that I heard to do, even though I thought it was crazy, right? And so I was not surprised when I got a diagnosis handed to me from a lab that said there was stage 2 cancer. And I started doing the energy work we were talking about, the unraveling. And by the time I had surgery, the stage 2 was stage 1. And a lot of what I went through was both Eastern and Western medicine. I talk about the good and the bad of both of them. And I talk about how I leaned in every day, even when I didn't want to do this anymore. I wanted to take my ball and go home. But I leaned in and I laughed and I allowed the universe into my heart and into my life like no time before. And it changed me. Yeah. Lessons from hell.
It's incredible. And our beautiful friend, or my miracle man, or I know he calls you Flow Master. What does he call you?
Because I have a book and a training that I do, a keynote that's called Crafting the Flow Formula. So it's for leadership to tap into flow in order to be creative and innovative.
I love that. So he is currently going through his own cancer journey. And that's the reason for my nails. So I just wanted to say thank you to Howard, and I want to send him blessings and healing from our side. Thank you. So my beautiful ones, in our amazing community, Diamond Beauties Forever, we have 27 Mrs. Spots. So all of you know Mrs. Spots is from Beauty and the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
And Mrs. Spots was a caring housekeeper that took care of everyone and her little boy, Chip. So when I got this dream, and on an Elvis Presley record saying, return to sender, with 7 talking teapots and diamonds coming out of there in the front, going into this record player. I took the action. So the Mrs. Spots and the Diamond Tea Parties is now 19 months old. Can you believe it? 19 months old.
Wow.
We have more than 500 tea parties. There's no recording, but the host asked for a photo at the end. So when beautiful Howard said to me, Sanet, I want you to, he sent an email and he said, please, Sanet, meet Gail. And then he sent me a message on WhatsApp. He said, Sanet, give
her everything.
everything. I normally take 3 months to give you what I give you at once. And I asked him, really? Everything? And he said, everything, especially Mrs. Spots. So my beautiful one, when we had our meeting, we had such a beautiful meeting. I think we went over the time as well because I know I didn't have a meeting after that. So tell us about the meeting, and then please tell us what happened to you when you received everything, and then the Mrs. Spots.
Okay, well, we'll back up. Before we met, I had again, come to Jesus conversation with the universe. And I said, stop holding back. I know that you have so much for me. Just give it to me. Just bring it. And so when I met with you, I'm like, okay, this is cool. Well, it was a fire hose. I call it a fire hose. I felt like, whoa, and I'm still kind of like taken aback by all of the blessings, all of the opportunities, all of the exposure, all of the people that I'm getting to meet time and time again, and everything is exponentially growing. It's just crazy because of the energy. So then I met with Sanet, and I'm like, I'm going to join this group that I feel right. And then she sent me all of the stuff, and I'm like, I can't even organize it. Thank God you did and sent it in one email so that I can go, okay, I can do this, check, get that done, and then do this, check, and get that done. And it's been fantastic. And the Mrs. Potts, there was an opening available on Friday. So I took a Friday slot, and it's called A Cup of Transformation. So we talk about, I use my dragon. So some other time we'll talk about my dragon, right? But I use my dragon cards as a beginning, and we will talk about that. In the meditation, I'll do a meditation. So it's a card, talk about the card, and a meditation. I'm not very specific about the meditation other than here is the purpose of today's meditation. And then depending on the energy will determine what journey I take people on. And everyone has a transformative experience there. And that's the whole point, is for you to feel who you are. Like I said, I'm about who you are intended to be, who that beautiful soul is, and love her or him. Though there are no hymns in the Mrs. Potts meetings, but I do have hymn clients.
Wow.
So I get to do that with Mrs. Potts, and it's fun.
Wow, and it's beautiful, and it's
Yeah.
it's mind blowing, mind blowing. So, my beautiful girl, I'm gonna move us a little bit back so you can go back, and then I would love to play Jose's video. He's one of the sponsors. Jose have now sponsored me more than a year on the Power Hour TV show. So I just wanted to ask any potential sponsors there out there in I want to say La La Land, because for me everything I do, my husband calls it La La Land, because I always look so happy and amazing when I'm doing the stuff, the shows and everything. But if any one of you would love to sponsor our show, Power Hour TV show, and you want to reignite and join heart-centered community, it's all about serving with love, please connect with me. So, my beautiful, are you ready to go backwards? Here we
Ready?
go.
Zoop.
So here is beautiful Jose's video.
Hi, my name is Jose Escobar, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. We're a growing tribe, a community of some of the highest level entrepreneurs all around the world, over 440 plus members. We are in 46 states across the US and over 24 international countries, growing every single day to the tune of one new member per day on average, Monday through Friday, with a retention that's massively high. And why do we retain a lot of our members? Why are we growing so fast? Because we're bringing the best of all entrepreneurs from all different backgrounds under one roof. We're doing some special things here. If you're an entrepreneur, you want to scale your influence, make more money, get more clients, referrals, leads, collaborations, endorsements, you name it, this is the hub for you. Check out connectedleadersacademy.com. We would love to welcome you in. Thank you.
Thank you, my beautiful Jose. So, my my beautiful girl, we talked about your book, we talked about Mrs. Potts, but I want to talk about something else. So I have brought another prop here to you, and I want you to tell us a little bit about, if I give you this box, it says "Once Upon a Time." What does that remind you of?
Oh, I go back to, well, not of this earth. Once upon a time, there was a consciousness that decided that it was ready to feel what it needed to feel to come to this planet to shine its light on anyone who is willing to expose the dark. And so once upon a time, I made a choice to come. And here I am, shining my light.
And you are truly making such a big impact in the world. I can just say thank you for being you and thank you for being amazing. So I'm going to lift up the box.
Let the light out. Whoa!
And this is a hourglass. So I wanted just to take it out. I just wanted to turn it around. Can you
Can I
tell?
talk about the hourglass?
Yes, please, because I wanted to touch on this middle part. So yes, please.
Okay, so for me, I believe in the universal law of polarity. You can't have dark or light without light, light without dark. And so it's on a linear line, and I can choose where I am on the line of my experience. But if it's all the same, just the opposite of the coin, then it's really a circle, right? And so if it's really a circle and not a line, then it's continuous. It doesn't stop. And if I twist it once, it becomes the sign of infinity, which is what the hourglass is. And on the sign of infinity, the experiences we go through come back and then it's centered where they all come together and it goes to another and comes back. And so if you feel like you have a repeating pattern, you do, but you're bringing different knowledge and different perspectives each time. And so it should be different, even though it seems repeating to you. It is different. And in the center is where all of those are the moments we have complete clarity. But it is fleeting because time is an illusion.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. I just wanted to let you know if I do go off, we don't have any load shedding, but if I do go off, please continue. I will join as quick as I can.
Okay.
My, my, my beautiful girl. Thank you for that. I love that. I love that. What can you share? What information can you share if people would love to work with you? If they would love, and give us your connection point as well. How can people reach you, and what can they do to work with you? And what will the process be? Because sometimes people want to work with somebody, but they're scared about the process. If the
Right.
process, yeah.
Right. So if you want to work with me, you can go to my website, gailcraft.com, GAILKRAFT.com. And there's a link that's a meet and greet link. So click on that and schedule a 30-minute meeting with me. And in that meeting, we will talk about whatever it is you want to talk about and talk about whether or not we resonate. So the first thing you want to do is, you may love me here, but let's be sure that we resonate with each other. And if we do, then we'll talk about what it is that you want to do. And the process is, at that point, we will schedule a meeting with me. Many of my clients, in fact, most of my clients, I will do a process called soul realignment. And that is so I get to know what your particular gift, God-given gift is, because it helps us together determine how best to make choices that resonate for you, how to make healthy, discerning choices that moves your life forward. And from then, it's really up to you. I hold space and show up the way that you need me to show up. Sometimes I might be nudged to create a meditation just for you, for something that you're going through. We might just actually, do some, I won't do affirmations. I'm sorry, I won't do affirmations, but we'll do empowering questions just for you. We do whatever it is that you need in that moment to sit in the icky and love it. One of the analogies I love to use is that of getting into a pool, as the pool being the icky, and you're on the level 1 diving board, and you have to dive into the pool. And it's your first time diving into the pool, so what happens? You jump off of that diving board and you probably do a belly flop. And when you go into the water, you don't know what's up or down. You might even breathe in some water into your lungs. You definitely will swallow some. And you're struggling trying to find how to get out of the water. You finally get out. But now, because you jumped off of the first diving board, you can climb up to number 2. Here's the trick, guys. Number 2 is higher than number 1. You still have to dive into the water, but you're going to go deeper. So it's the same water, but you're going to go deeper. However, you don't want to do a belly flop. You learned that going in that way causes resistance, and that hurts. So maybe this time when you jump in, you're going to go feet first, pointing your toes. And so, oh, that was so smooth. But then again, you might struggle not being able to figure out how to get out. Maybe still breathe in some water. But now when you get out, you're on level 3. And so each time you go through the alchemy process, and this is only happens if you alchemize the change, and that means become something different. You're able to go up just a little bit higher to dive a little bit deeper. And the more you dive, the more practice you get, the less resistance you create as you go deeper and deeper. And you're able to find the resolutions that you're looking for, the clarity that you're looking for, the purpose that you're looking for, the you who is you that you're looking for. And all of the beliefs that you had, and all of them are simply stories. And you find the power to change your story at will. Imagine how easy that can be to just simply change your story. And it's not this horrible thing didn't happen. Let's not pretend it didn't happen. It happened. But the pain and the anguish is back there, and a lesson and a change of who you can be today is available for you to reap. So that's my diving board analogy.
I love that. And you gave us your beautiful website. Is there any information that you want to share with the audience? Because my beautiful one, just remember down below is all the show notes and beautiful girls connection point and her elevator pitch is underneath. So you please follow her. Maybe we must just we will add your email address. Okay. We will add the email address as well. And maybe a calendar link as well if you want to connect to girl and have an appointment. Amazing.
Yeah. So I have a podcast called the Empowering Process Podcast, based off a book, The Empowering Process, because those are the questions, empowering questions, that really got me moving forward when I was literally homeless, in debt, no business, and that book talks about how powerful those questions are. So the Empowering Process podcast, absolutely go out there and check it out. There are my books. I have 8 books. 4 are collaborative. 4 are my own books, available on my website. Click, it'll bring you out to Amazon to purchase the books. And then come join Diamond Beauties, babe. It is the place to be, and come and join in the fun and the growth and the infinite possibilities and the expansion, how we expand each other and we help each other be even more than we even thought possible in I won't say less than a month, in 1 month's time. Sanet, I have grown and changed and alchemized and gone through some icky and come out with this group because they're so warm and so opening. We raise each other up and we become exponentially more.
Wow. When you gave me that, my beautiful girl, I got tears in my eyes because God knew all this. And when I asked, I would love to create a group of ladies that can share the sunlight, love each other, and uplift each other because the sun is here for everyone. And he gave me Diamond Beauties. And then I normally ask I cannot say aloud because otherwise she will start
I
playing.
know.
I will ask her please to play a song for me. I didn't say next, or I said it's a song, and she played 007 Diamonds Are Forever. So that's why Diamond Beauties Forever group came along. And conceptual was June this year, it will be 4 years. And when you say that to me, that you grow expansion, I just help you with that word.
Accidental. Yep. Yep.
Yes, yes, thank you so much. Because what I want to pronounce will not come out the right way. Um, that and when you told me you were 3 weeks in the group, it was like I felt I knew, but I never knew. But when you verbalize it, I could see. I'm so proud of each and every amazing lady that choose to step up, that choose to show up, because our motto is show up, step up, and when you're ready, you soul up. You give service with love. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm the biggest, proudest mama. And I see that one is doing, that one is coming out of their shelf. It's for me such a blessing and such an honor. But your words made such an impact on my life, that particular one that you mentioned just now. So I just want to say thank you so much. I would love to play your commercial again. Please tell us, how was it to make your commercial? And do you have any snippets for, when they do a back of the scene, what do you call it? Bloopers or something that you can share
Behind the
while
scenes
making,
stuff.
yeah, behind the scene bloopers or something, making this amazing commercial?
Well, yeah, I wanted to show who I am in the commercial, not what I do, because I don't want to identify with an external what I do. I want to identify with the internal of who I am. Therefore, all of me gets to show up. And so I started with the story of who I am in order to ask you or invite you in to get to know me even more.
I love it. It is totally a different aspect, concept, and I love it. I love it. Here we go.
Hey, everybody, Gail Craft here. I am the founder of a podcast called the Empowering Process Podcast, which is all about what happens when you go through the icky stuff, when you go through the tough stuff, and you come out literally alchemized, literally changed. And I wrote a book all about that process called Lessons from Hell, in my particular journey going through the alchemy process. And so what is that? It is becoming so changed, going through so much, that the person you are today is not the person you were yesterday. And it's all beautiful and it's all good. That's what I do, is help people through that process. If you'd like to have a conversation with me about what that is, or talk to me about my podcast, by all means, go to my website, gailcraft.com, GAILKRAFT.com. There's a link there to meet and greet.
I love it. I love it. So, my beautiful one, our show is almost over. Can you believe it?
I know. I know.
What What's next for you, my beautiful one?
Oh, so much is next for me. Um, so I'm starting to get back on stage, right? So I'm starting to do keynotes again and training again, which is always so exciting. I'm doing a lot of collaborations with a bunch of different people. One with Howard, beautiful Howard, and all about leadership training. And it's about leaders being something different. Um, the world is changing, and business has got to change, or they're not going to make it. They're just not going to make it. And I want to be part of the new revolution of business leaders coming from flow, and the new revolution of employees living in flow. and a new revolution of understanding that metrics don't matter. Metrics are external and they don't matter. In fact, measuring metrics might be holding you back. Yeah.
That was one of my, and on my vision board. I really wanted to look at, and it's on my vision board, and I didn't do it. I didn't go out too strongly with it, but I would love to be able to speak to leaders, to let them find their own self-love and self-worth first.
Right.
And then they will become amazing thought leaders that will care for the biggest asset of the company, and that's the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do a live podcast on LinkedIn with a woman, and it's all about leaders and business today. And we talk about leadership having to change, and we talk about leading from love, and we talk about my big shtick, if you will, is they're not a resource. Human resource makes me a number and not a person. Tell the bean counter to balance the books and shut up about everything else. Let the leaders deal with the people as people, not resources.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because I know that when a leader goes into heart space, then creating not only for the employees, but for the employees' family, there's a ripple effect. Exactly.
Yeah.
So my beautiful girl, can you give us your golden nugget? And I do have the paparazzi stick, and I have to have my finger on the screenshot. So please give us your golden nugget.
My golden nugget is, if not now, when?
Are you ready for paparazzi?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I picked on flash, but you can see I was like trying to hit the button the right time. My beautiful one, how are you feeling?
I am feeling
About the
like
show
I'm
and
walking on
everything.
sunshine. And Sanet, how are you feeling?
For my heart, I had to sit down because I was standing for more than 4 hours. I had only a few minutes sit down while eating my banana. I found you and my yogurt. But I felt a little bit flustered, and I thought, well, now I'm going to take the opportunity to have you on the screen. And as soon as I sit down, I think I felt, because I was a little bit scared I'm going to fall over or something. But when I sit down, I was not, there was nothing to be scared of because God had everything in control. And my beautiful one, being here with you and seeing and feeling your amazingness, I feel over the moon. You are truly a blessing. You are truly one of a kind. And I'm so happy you are my one of a kind. Thank you so much. So I'm not going to ask you to dance with me, but my beautiful viewers, I'm still going to ask Gail and you if you would love to hear one of my songs. It was a poem I've written for Soul of a Diamond. It's another TV show that I have. It's part of a book compilation, being in the magazine, and then have your own chapter in the book and in the TV show. So I would love to play you Soul of a Diamond, and we can say goodbye in after I started to play. But my beautiful viewers, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for looking at us, watching us. My beautiful girl, thank you so much for your inspiration and everything you are doing to make this amazing world a better place. My beautiful viewers, are you ready to move with us? Here we go.
In the diamond moment, there.
Sorry, did we just go back?
Moments of moving from there to here, between the stars and the moonlight's glare, capturing a glimpse of the light so rare, brightly shining, our hearts declare. Radiant hearts, you shine so bright in the diamond moments of love and light. In the warmth of the love we show, the golden glimpse of our diamonds glow.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Kindness that we find, our hearts